Okay, I'm back. I had the warden go pick me up a Crappuccino. That's just a pretext. What really happened was just this museum technology. The memory needed to be dumped, so I took another memory dump, took another break, but I wanted to continue to finish what I was saying before it prematurely finished or cut me off. So you have that relationship. It's conditional. We've established that, and if it hasn't been established yet, it's going to be established. You think maybe somehow your relationship is unique, and if it doesn't work out, why? What's the cause? The guy Peter Joseph had a debate with this guy named Stefan Melanu from freedomainradio.com or something like that, and the guy didn't want to believe that the statistics were really, the divorce rate is predicated on financial hardships, and I would think that's common sense. If it's not, then I would think the reason why it maintains, and the reason why it's even got to that point, because it's financially imperative that you marry and you stay in a monogamous relationship, because it just pays more dividends if you do. And if you maintain it, you maintain the upper working class blue shock collar. You maintain the upper working class or lower middle class blue shock collar status, and that's imperative for your social sustainability, your social circles, and your survivability. Your relationships has got to have that foundation of having financial security. And if you don't, well, it seems like that's going to add more hardship to the equation than already exists, because the hardships are pretty much because you guys can't work together. It's cat and mouse for a reason. You always have to compete with each other. You have to one-up each other. It's a one-upmanship. You have to prove to each other that the other is the inferior, and the person making the argument is the superior. That's what arguments are. The other person needs to realize that I'm right, you're wrong. You're right, and I'm wrong. It all comes down to that simplicity. And what happens if that problem persists, and you add to it the mixture of either one or both not able to contribute, bringing home the bacon, and that's just going to make each other resent the one who isn't bringing the bacon anymore. You got to resent that person. There's that level of bitter resentment towards one another. Oh, you don't appreciate me because I did bring the bacon. It's nonstop verbal tug of war, and you forget that you were in love. Maybe you did have some type of chemistry connection and whatnot, but you got to make every day and every year much better. You got to strive to improve upon your situation. And if you don't, that means you don't love me. Well, you don't treat me the way you used to. And there's that resentment there too. And the blue shot collar worker, they already resent what they have to do for a living as it is. They don't want to have to resent coming back to you, and because you resent them too. They want to come back to you with arms wide open and say, hey, I really appreciate what your hard work. No, it's, you need to be doing something different. You're not applying yourself. You're not ambitious. I could have been with the ambitious guy. Yeah, you could have been with them, but they would have dropped you. It wouldn't have worked out. It's inevitable that it's probably not going to work out, because probably you're not focused on the true aspect of love. You're focusing on the social ascension of love. If you want to be successful and accepted, you pretty much got to have a familial lifestyle like your executive boss does, right? Those who have property, they have more property than you, and that property is children, family, and all this education and all these status symbols that you covet, they already have. And in order for you to get in their and penetrate their social circle or their socioeconomic class, you need to behave accordingly. And I mean, isn't that what you strive for? Isn't that what you hope that you're one day blessed and finally it's all paid off? But if that love doesn't work out, you're not going to blame that employer. You're going to blame that employee. Damn, my spouse just ain't a go-getter. He ain't applying himself. It's always him. It's always his fault. It's not the business, the stuff that's out of his control. He's over here in his cubicle cocoon, and he can only do so much. Everybody around him, he can't be held accountable for their actions. Well, maybe he could have said the right thing. Maybe he could have done this. Maybe maybe you could have done something too. Maybe you could have nurtured him. Maybe you could have said, hey, while you're at work, I'm going to work on your resume. I'm going to call these people, see what type of network we can get into. No, you're too busy going out there and doing food drives or maintaining your debutante image or whatever it is. Maybe you got your own career. Maybe you're too busy doing with that. Maybe when you do have free time, you're spending it on doing stuff that's not conducive to your marriage. You don't want to work for your marriage. I mean, till death do us part? No, it's till divorce do us part. Come on. How many people want to maintain that, oh, well, I'm married, so that means I'm mature. Well, if you're divorced, does that still make you mature? Of course. Those who are in the divorce club, they say, oh, you're married, you're going to get divorced one day. I'm a cynic now, and you're not really in love until you get over your first Stepford or starter marriage. You got to get past that. I'm already past it. See, I'm on my social hierarchy. I'm on my way to the top, and you're still down here. You're a rookie. You're a newlywed. You don't know what the hell. You're way behind years. That condescension and patronism it's not gonna help matters. It's not gonna help your love situation. You maybe stop to think that maybe it's the love, the conditional love is the problem. Maybe it's because of you as well. Maybe you are the person that's sabotaging your relationship. Not because you know it, or maybe if you do know it, obliviously, you're still sabotaging it. Maybe the love is the problem. Maybe it's you. I don't know. But the benefit of your love is those who empower, they sustain their power. You're over here doing all these other things. They're focused on making sure that you don't impede on their or intrude their private wealth and domination. And when you deflect your desires and you focus on that marriage or you focus on that relationship, that love, you're avoiding being able possibly to be collaborative with others. And the more you network with everybody else around you, and you have a bond and connection with, maybe you'll say, you know what, they're suffering. I need to make sure I can prevent their suffrage. Their torment is in my hands. I have control because I have a vested interest in making sure they're happy because their happiness equals my happiness. Well, isn't that what a marriage is foundation on? Isn't that what you believe? If I make you happy, you make me happy. It's a pay it forward thing. Maybe it's something that the institution of love, marriage, and sacred matrimony is a plot. Maybe it's devised to make sure that you're in a what you call a tailspin, constantly chasing your tail, and while you're chasing your tail, oh, your parents over here, the ones who have the for-profit property, they're making sure, oh, they're entertained. Oh, once they stop chasing their tail, oh, we got to get them to chase their tail again. Maybe that's what marriage, the whole institution is. And because what happens when you no longer buy into the propaganda, and if you say, you know, marriage isn't working, you're a cynic, and you teach everybody else that it's not sacred or whatever, the marriage industry is in the tank. You don't have as many solutions to the existing problems. Oh, the business of the lawyers being able to make sure that your divorce proceeds go according